A great detective completely solves Raven paradox. Hempel's Ravens. He not only explains what is correct, but also the psychology of why it is wrong. The story is about trying to prove the proposition, all ravens are black. The contrapositive of, if A, then B, is, if not B, then not A. I'm sure you learned in math class that if the contrapositive is true, then the original proposition is also true. If the contrapositive, all non-black things are not ravens, is true, then, all ravens are black, is also true. If you examine all the non-black things in the world and find that they do not include ravens, you can prove that ravens are black. However, it seems strange that you can prove the color of ravens without examining a single crow. This is Hempel's Raven paradox. Assume there are no ravens in the room. If we examine all the objects in the room that are not black, we can prove that the ravens in the room are black. If we examine all the objects in the room that are not white, we can prove that the ravens in the room are white. It seems like black and white is a contradiction. If there were ravens in the room, what color would they be? Only the color of the 0 ravens in the room has been proven. There is no contradiction regardless of the color of the 0 ravens, so both proofs are correct. If one or more ravens are added, there is no contradiction as we have not proven anything about their color. In reality, it would be difficult to examine all objects. Can we say that the more non-black objects we observe that are not ravens, the higher the probability that ravens are black? Suppose all objects are separated into two groups, black and non-black. We don't know how many ravens are in each of the two groups. Our goal is to find the proportion of ravens in the black group. We will randomly select objects from the non-black group and examine them to see if they are ravens. We can then estimate the ratio of ravens to other objects in the non-black group. If we know the total number of non-black and the total number of ravens, we can estimate the ratio of ravens' color. If we know the total number of non-black, we can find the remaining numbers that were not randomly selected. The number of non-black ravens is the number of ravens picked plus the number of non-black ravens remaining. The number of remaining ravens can be calculated from the total number of non-black ravens and the ratio of ravens picked. Meanwhile, the number of black ravens can be found by subtracting the number of non-black ravens from the total number of ravens. Now we know the ratio of non-black to black ravens' color. We have seen that to make an inference from a contrapositive, we need the following two numbers. 1. The total number of things we want to infer. 2. The total number of things included in the contrapositive, including things other than the things we want to infer. However, there is an exception if, after checking everything, there is not a single thing we want to infer. Checking everything means that we know the number in 2. I found that there were 0 non-black ravens. The ratio of non-black black is 0x. As long as we know that the total number of ravens in 1 is not 0, we can see that the ratio of black is 100%. By the way, I have played 3 unofficial matches against a very famous shogi master. Amazingly, I am undefeated against the famous Habu master, even though these are unofficial matches. Even the famous Mongoose master has lost to Habu master 1 in 3 matches. When comparing myself to the Mongoose master, I seem stronger because I am undefeated. This is the paradox. I only said that I have played against a very famous master 3 times, but I did not say that I played against the Habu master. That's all.